Hi guys, how's it going?
Good. How
I'm
are
good. How
you?
are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to me, and congrats again on the second season. I'm sure fans will be delighted to have you guys back. So it's good to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. My first question is for Joshua. So, from what I've seen from the beginning of the second season, Ricky really starts standing on his own now that Nini's in Denver. Can you talk a little about what you like about his continued journey, what you wish to see from him, and if you could give him any advice because he seems to be struggling with trying to be without Nini.
Yeah.
So, what advice would you give him going forward?
Yeah. I mean, that's a great question. I think a lot of the fundamental things that he used to rely on in his life are sort of swept out from under him. Like, his mom moves across the country. He has to move out of his house into a smaller apartment, and then Nini moves away. And I think, he's just navigating all this stuff changing at once. And I think that ultimately the advice that I could probably give him is like, to take a deep breath and know that yes, it's like difficult and it's new and it's scary, but that he's going to get through it and it will be okay. And ultimately he's better for it, even though it's really challenging. And I think that that's just an important like attitude to have towards life is like, things are going to change. Like it's not going to be everything you wanted it to be. It's going to be difficult at times. It's going to be very scary, but ultimately you have to sort of just lean into that and like trust that it'll all sort of work out. So that's what I would say to Ricky.
Oh, perfect advice. Young but wise. And Matt, same question for you. EJ isn't so much of a villain as he was in the first season, and he's going through a lot of changes too. So, what do you like about his journey, and what advice do you have for him going forward, and what do you want to see from him in the future?
Yeah, I think, a big thing this season for EJ is just trying to find himself and figure out really who he is and what's important to him, rather than putting on this fake facade, that shows, oh, I'm this perfect person, when in reality he's not. And I think that's a good, piece of advice for him and, for a lot of people. I know at some point it was something that I could have heard. It's just you being yourself is the best thing you can be. You don't have to put on this fake persona to try to impress other people or to try to get other people to like you. Just being yourself is the best thing that you can do. And if somebody, has a problem with that, they have a problem with that. That's, that's you. And just you fully embrace who you are, I think is the most important thing. And that's something that EJ starts to realize this season. And he has a lot of struggles with certain things and trying to figure out, what his next steps are in life, but realizing that his friends and his family by his side is most important.
I love be yourself, Matt Cornett, actor. I'm like, be yourself. Well,
Speaking of be yourself, I think one of the fan favorite couples in the series is Seb and Carlos, and I feel like the rest of the characters are like a great support system for them, especially you guys' characters, because I feel like in other high school shows, like the straight dudes would be like bullies and like,
yeah.
But High School Musical kind of subverts that. So what's it like being part of a show that's like so inclusive and so diverse and like actually celebrates the differences in people instead of like, bullying them?
Yeah. Yeah, it's special. I mean, I was talking to Tim about this, Tim Federle, who, wrote and created the whole show. And I was talking about how it's like, it wasn't like normal for me to see that on TV growing up. Even just guys having vulnerable conversations wasn't really like something that I saw growing up. And he made a good point. He's like, but a lot of kids now, like this is going to be normal for them. Like this is just television for them, And I think that's a really cool thing. It is cool to see the steps that we're taking, but the idea that there's going to be future generations of people who this is just normal because it is normal, like they're just watching their things. Like I think it's such a huge step and such a really cool thing to like be a part of. But yeah, I mean, it really is special being part of this show. And I have so much respect and love for Tim and for Disney for, being unwavering and just, despite what people say or whatever, like sticking to the core values and sticking to their guns. I really appreciate all that they do and all that this show does.
I was talking to Larry earlier, and he's appreciated how the show has like it shows that boys, especially that age group, can be vulnerable. Did you enjoy getting to show that side of like being a teenager? It's like obviously like when you're a teenage boy, like you want to like be hard and like but it shows that you can be soft and you can have feelings like you're a
Yeah.
human being. So was that an enjoyable aspect of the show? do you think?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I won't talk too much if Matt yes when to say, but yeah, I think that's fundamental, and that's something that I wish I could have seen more of on television. But yeah, it's really cool that we're doing that now.
And what are your thoughts, Matt?
Yeah, I think it's super, super fun. I myself am a very emotional, vulnerable person in real life, and I think it's fun, especially season 1. Like, I didn't get to play a ton of that. Like, EJ was just kind of, anybody that was getting in his way, he kind of just got mad at. And I think this season it's a lot of fun to get to play a little bit more of the real struggles that he goes through and the things that he's trying to work through, and just bring a little bit more of, like you said, like human being to him, and get to go to those vulnerable places.
Growth. We love to see it.
Yes.
Okay, kind of a left field question. I'm a Little Mermaid stan. I know you're doing Beauty and the Beast, but I'm a Little Mermaid stan. So let's say Ursula comes and steals your voice, and you have to borrow the voice of one of your castmates to sing. Whose voice would you borrow and why?
Wow.
I'm gonna say Joe Serafini. His voice. I mean, literally, I could pick anybody, and it would, it would be amazing. But I'm gonna say Joe, strictly because every single time, and honestly, this goes to everybody, but every single time Joe sings, it brings me to tears. His voice is so just buttery smooth and beautiful, and like it's just perfect. I could listen to Joe Serafini sing all day long.
The Climb.
Oh,
The Climb.
Forget about it. Right? Yeah, I would have to say Joe as well. Male, I'd say Joe. Female, I'd probably say Olivia. But I think either one I'm chill with. It's not a bad.
And if I want a good, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say it's not a bad batch of people. Where if you swapped out anybody, I'd be like, guys, come on. Yeah.
If I want a good powerhouse vocal, I'll go to Dara.
Depends on what kind of day it is.
Yeah.
You all have range, so I was about to say, like, you can't go wrong with picking anybody.
Yeah.
If you just pick a name out of a hat, you'll have a decent belting voice.
Yeah.
And I guess just to wrap things up, so High School Musical, the series, is going to continue this legacy of being diverse and inclusive. What do you hope, like, audiences, queer, non-queer, people of color, white people, what themes and messages do you hope audiences take from this show, like, when it's all said and done, like, years from now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the beautiful thing about theater in general is it's supposed to be, and is a lot of the time, a sort of come as you are medium where people are accepted and seen for who they are, and like you said, celebrated. And I think that people might not be able to find refuge in their homes, and people might not be able to find refuge in their friend groups, but hopefully they can find some sort of belonging within our show. Or with maybe the people they meet through our show, I know people who have made lifelong friends over bonding over their love for the show, and that's just a beautiful thing to me. So it's like, I just hope that it can be a safe space for people to feel seen and feel comfortable, and that's all you can really ask for,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like Josh said, I hope it's a good, safe space for people to come to. And I think there is something for everybody in our show. Like, I feel like that's the good thing with having such a big cast and a diverse cast and a representative cast, is like, there is something for somebody. Like, no matter what you're going through, no matter who you are, no matter, anything, like, I feel like there is somebody in our show for each person to relate to and to really look at and see themselves in. And that's something that I hope happens, for the course of the show from season 1 till, the end of the show.
No, definitely will. This is the kind of show like I wish I had growing up. So it's nice to see you guys do it and do it really well. So thank you again.
Appreciate you saying that. Thank you.
That's all the time I have left. But again, thank you for taking the time out to talk to me. And I can't wait for audience to see it. They're going to love it, especially that quinceañera episode and the episode where so I think it's the 10th episode where Carlos sings to Seb. I was like, oh, tears to my eyes. I was like, oh,
literally, I was there on the day weeping. Are you kidding? I was literally weeping. Yeah.
We love to see it. Thank you guys again.
Thank you. Have a great day. Please stop. Thanks, man.